Cullen? Ha, Cullen is now outside, so we can talk to Cullen a little bit. Here he is.
You there. There's a shield in your hand. Block with it. If this man were your enemy, you'd be dead. Lieutenant, don't hold back. The recruits must prepare for a real fight, not a practice one.
Yes, Commander.
We've received a number of recruits. Locals from Haven and some pilgrims. None made quite the entrance you did.
It wasn't really our choice to do that entrance.
I just hope I can help.
As do we all. It is enough that you would try. I was recruited to the Inquisition in Kirkwall myself. I was there during the Mage Uprising. I saw firsthand the devastation it caused.
Sir.
Cassandra sought a solution. When she offered me a position, I left the Templars to join her cause. Now it seems we face something far worse.
I don't know how much, Cullen, you will like my way to go for the mages and not for the Templars.
I must have this mark for a reason. It will work, I'm sure of it.
Provided we can secure aid, but I'm confident we can. The Chantry lost control of both Templars and mages. Now they argue over a new divine while the breach remains. The Inquisition could act when the Chantry cannot. Our followers would be part of that. There's so much we can... Forgive me. I doubt you came here for a lecture.
No, but if you have one prepared, I'd love to hear it.
Another time, perhaps. There's still a lot of work ahead.
Commander, Sir Ryden has a report on our supply lines.
As I was saying.
Right. Here we go. So there. I don't know, do they have something new to say? For the main story progression?
I don't actually know much about you.
What do you want to know?
I'm not sure. Where are you from?
Ah, that's kinda cute. Such awkward small talk. Oh, come on.
My clan never stayed in one place for long, though we primarily roamed the free marches.
Oh, I didn't think your people roamed that far north, but clearly I'm mistaken. I'm told some members of your clan might still be alive. Do you intend to go back?
I think Aiden is really a home is wherever I am thing, so home definitely can be by traveling. I mean, it's also part of the nomad culture, right?
Wherever I am is home enough for me.
That's how I feel now, after years of tending to business for the Divine.
I want to know where she's from. Let's ask the same question.
I'd like to get to know you better.
You would?
Is that a problem?
Not entirely. I'm just curious as to your motivation.
It's a very suspicious answer to where you're from. You just asked me the same thing.
No motivation beyond making things between us less...
Antagonistic?
Exactly.
As you wish. My name is Cassandra Pentagast, daughter of the Royal House of Navarra, 78th in line for the Navarran throne. I joined the Seekers of Truth as a young woman, and was with the Order until they withdrew from the Chantry. I remained as the Divine's right hand, carrying out her order to form the Inquisition. And here we are. That's all there is to know, my lord.
You're a member of Navarra's royal family.
The Pentagasts are a very large clan. Half of Cumberland could say the same.
Really?
No, but it feels that way. I have hundreds of relatives so distant they need charts to prove we're related at all. And they have them. Oh yes. The Pentagasts value their precious blood like it runs with gold.
And she really doesn't seem to agree on that.
And you joined the Seekers to get away from that?
It was a life worth getting away from. The Pentagousts are famed for dragon hunting, but few actually pursue the craft. Most are fat and lazy. They pay lip service to the Maker and care only for idle pleasures and past glories. My brother was all that kept me in Navarra. Once he was gone, so was I.
But yeah, she seems quite the opposite of that kind of life.
Tell me about your brother.
I would prefer not to speak of Anthony. Another time, perhaps.
You don't seem to like your homeland much.
My family polluted it for me. What little I saw of my homeland was through the bars of a gilded cage. My uncle treated me like a porcelain doll to be placed on a shelf and dusted only when necessary. Thus I did not see Navarra, the real Navarra, until much later. By then I realized I knew it not at all.
Which is kind of sad, isn't it?
Your uncle? What about your parents?
They had the misfortune of taking the wrong side in the second attempt to overthrow King Marcus. The king executed them, but spared my brother and I since we were family, and children at the time. Thus we were raised by my uncle, a mortalitasi who preferred the company of his corpses to the living.
Ooh,
Your uncle was a mortalitasi.
A death mage. He still is. My countrymen do not burn the dead, they bury them in special crypts. The mortalitasi supervise the crypts, like priests. Uncle Vestalis oversees the grand necropolis. Nevarans spend more time honoring dead relatives than they do with living ones. It is odd to be so fascinated with death and its trappings. I will never understand it.
you really don't like your homeland.
So you were the right hand to the Divine.
To Divine Justinia, yes. And Divine Beatrix before her, in fact. The position is normally reserved for Templars of the Knights Divine, but my circumstances were unusual.
Unusual how?
You don't know the story? Thank the Maker. I will tell you if you wish, but it isn't as exciting as some drum it up to be. The short version is that I once saved the previous Divine's life. My reward was becoming her right hand.
I mean, that's the interesting part, isn't it? That she's the right hand of the Divine, and wasn't considered, or isn't considered as, like the new Divine.
But what does a right hand do exactly?
What is your hand capable of? It gives, it takes, it beckons. It makes a fist. Liliana and I extended the Divine's reach beyond the Grand Cathedral. We went where she could not. After Beatrix, I was tired of the position and wanted to return to the Seekers. But Justinia convinced me to stay. Her vision for the future gave me hope.
It seemed like they were really, well, close as far as you can be close to Divine One, right?
You thought she could really change things?
Justinia knew the war was coming long before it began. She tried to avert it, but the forces arrayed against her were too strong. Sometimes you have to break a bone so it can be reset. That's where the Inquisition comes in. It was to be the answer. A means to preserve as well as an agent for change. I only wish she had lived to see it.
I really do wonder, like, what Justinia's vision was for the world, and especially for the mages.
I'll let you get back to work.
Cassandra becoming the right hand of the Divine is an animated film named Dawn of the Seeker. Didn't know. It sounds nice. Wait, I'm going to write that down. I have to watch that. Dawn of the Seeker. And it was nice, you say, Alistair? And yeah, you going for necromancy is not very shocking. Okay, before we head inside, let's see if Cullen can say something more.
Did you need something?
Yeah. Do we want to get shut down?
Did you leave anyone behind in Kirkwall?
No. I fear I made few friends there, and my family's in Ferelden.
No one special caught your interest?
I can't say I was looking. Honestly, I was not good company back then.
I might enjoy your company.
I would value your friendship. I'm afraid I cannot offer more. I trust you'll understand.
He's straight.
Yes?
Anything. Ask him a little bit more about his background.
I'd like to know more about the Templars.
If you need insight into what the Order is doing now, I'm afraid I can't offer more than you already know. Anything else, I will answer as best I can.
Oh boy, so many questions.
What does Templar training involve?
There is weapon and combat training. Even without their abilities, Templars are among the best warriors in Thedas. Initiates must also memorize portions of the Chant of Light, study history, and improve their mental focus.
Did you enjoy your training?
I wanted to learn everything. If I was giving my life to this, I would be the best Templar I could.
You were a model student.
Like the
I
Templar.
wanted to be. I wasn't always successful. Watching a candle burn down while reciting the Chant of Transfigurations wasn't the most exciting task. And I admit, my mind sometimes wandered.
I do wonder what brings a person to wanting to become a Templar.
Why did you join the Order?
I could think of no better calling than to protect those in need. I used to beg the Templars as our local chantry to teach me. At first, they merely humored me. I must have shown promise, or at least a willingness to learn. The Knight Captain spoke to my parents on my behalf. They agreed to send me for training. I was 13 when I left home.
That's quite young.
13. That's still so young.
I wasn't the youngest there. Some children are promised to the Order at infancy. Still, I didn't take on full responsibilities until I was 18. The Order sees you trained and educated first.
I mean, wanting to protect people in need is quite noble, but do the Templars do that?
What about your family? Did you miss them?
Of course, but there were many my age who felt the same. We learned to look out for one another.
You've lived in the Circle. What was a typical day for a Templar there?
Typical. The last time I was in a circle was right before it fell apart. Nothing was typical.
Before that, then?
Certain rituals require a full guard. A mage's howling, for instance. I've attended a few. Most of the time, you merely maintain a presence, on patrol or in the circle, ready to respond if needed. Mages pretend to ignore that presence, but they're watching you just as closely.
I mean, the mages know that you strike them down if something happens. I would be cautious too. Kinda sucks they have to take a vow of chastity to become a Templar. They do? Interesting.
The Templars and mages never speak to each other.
Some do, but Templars are supposed to maintain a certain distance from their charges. If a mage is possessed or uses blood magic, you must act quickly, without hesitation. Your judgment cannot be clouded. Of course, ignoring one another does nothing to foster understanding.
The Templars take vows. I swear to the Maker to watch all the mages, that sort of thing.
There's a vigil first. You're meant to be at peace during that time, but your life is about to change. When it's over, you give yourself to a life of service. That's when you're given a filter, your first draft of lyrium and its power. As Templars, we are not to seek wealth or acknowledgement. Our lives belong to the Maker and the path we have chosen.
Yeah, and becoming addicted and through the lyrium controlled by the chantry.
Before coming here, my keeper suggested I avoid Templars. Did they do anything besides hunt mages?
Templars protect against the dangers of magic. Before the Order left the Chantry, that meant serving in a circle. They were also tasked with tracking apostates, or fighting demons inevitably summoned by the weak or malicious.
Yeah, that would be interesting, like his personal stance on mages, especially with us being a mage.
What do you think of mages? Are they all a threat?
I've seen the suffering magic can inflict. I've treated mages with distrust because of it, at times without cause. That was unworthy of me. I will try not to do so here. Not that I want mages moving through our base completely unchecked. We need safeguards in place to protect people, including mages, from possession, at least.
That's all I wanted to know. Thank you.
I'm sure you have other matters to attend.
I still don't think that the circle system is the best to do that. I'd say let's just go and have a talk with everyone. There seem to be...
The Maker has revealed to me, as there is but one world, one life.
My clove? I think going around here was wrong, right? But yeah, of course there seems to be some new dialogue. So let's go for that.
Here, tell Mother Giselle that this is as much as I can spare.
Oh, it's his clove, not mine.
Better.
Very.
Need something?
I don't know if there's something new. I don't think so.
Can I ask you something, Varric?
You want to talk about me? I'm flattered. Also inclined toward extravagant lies.
That's awful though.
Thanks, Varric.
No problem.
Oh well. Can we set up Hogwarts and Dragon Age for the mages? Nice. Sounds better than the circle, right? I flirted with Cullen as a mage in Origins and he ran away red-faced. Aww.
As I explored the Fade, I felt the presence of an intriguing artifact in the hinterlands. If you are willing, I would like to locate it. I have marked its location as best I could determine.
Another
We'll
quest.
talk later.
Goodbye.
I think as a male mage you couldn't flirt with okay, Sera. As a male mage you couldn't flirt with Cullen. Hey Sera.
She'd put your eye out.
I didn't mean anything by it. It's good to see us all coming together to serve the Maker.
I'm
Never
pleased
thought
to
the
hear it.
Inquisition would be recruiting thieves to its ranks.
Fix the door just like you asked, Flitter.
I'll make you bless.
I love the Bard songs.
Master Harry said I should go back right away.
Yes, sir.
So, this is it, huh? Oh no, it's fine, yeah? It's just, I thought it'd be bigger. Hear that? I meant the stronghold, but it sounded like... Well, it's funny, right? Anyway, stopping wars should earn more sovereigns than this. Need things back to normal for coins to be flowing again. Another reason the Templars and mages need to be sat down.
On it, Sera. Give me a few more months. I don't think she's really picking a side, right? She's probably like, both should just calm down.
The Templars and the mages. Most people pick a side.
Most people are stupid.
But where do you stand on the war?
Well,
In the frigging middle with everyone else. You know what I hear about mages? Nothing, until one goes all demony. Know what I hear about Templars? Nothing, until they take maybe mages. They're too busy to look up where the real questions are.
so, yeah, what are those questions?
Is there something else you're looking for? Like, what's behind all this?
Maybe. I don't know. First things first, right? I help you, march, arrow, kick. Then people stop being stupid, and everything starts to make sense again. Sound good to you, all-chosen Lord Herald?
I'm ready to give it a shot. That's all I can ask from anyone else.
I'm in. It's an investment, yeah? Better pay off, too. Stupid war and everything. I had things to do.
What a character. Chaos personified.
Chasing the Lord Seeker, I hear. Anyone who thinks they need Lord in front of the name, that's bad. Bet he's got a portrait taller than he is. That's your first clue to a total arse. Fact.
Oh, we could just kick her out? Interesting.
What do you think about the people who have gathered?
Which, the ones who do things or the ones who give orders?
Probably you like the people who do things more than the one who gives orders.
What about Solus?
Solus? His head's crammed up 1,000 years ago.
Anything to say about Varric?
Varric? Too clever. Always saying something, but never saying it straight.
Look who's talking.
Thoughts about Cassandra?
Not as buttoned up as she plays, right? Tough, though. I'd stand behind her in front of anything.
What do you think about our spy master, ambassador, and commander?
Liliana is pretty in places. Swear I've seen her, too. Or heard she used to play. But that'd be mad. Now, Josephine, she's as good at humbling her kind as I am. Just with less mess. Knows her business, if you have to have it. And Cullen, I suppose if you want a jackboot, you get a big one so you can grow into it. Nice hair, though.
Nice.
We'll talk later.
What a
Good,
summary.
right? I'll be here. Chasing mages, that's a Templar's job. A big, armored, pissed-off helm polisher. Not too late to go find some. Or stay home.
Ask about her.
Tell me about yourself.
What about me?
I'm just interested in talking to an elf like me.
Don't think so.
Why not?
Well, maybe you're all right. But most elves are too... elfy. Like that Solus, right? Never be as good as we were. Well, who's we? I'm just fine.
There's a lot of tradition there. Should it just be thrown away?
Your great-grandfather's dead. Why aren't you dead? You're throwing away tradition.
That makes sense to you.
None of it does in this
Not a
city.
tradition.
That's why I'm not like an elf.
How about the basics? Where are you from?
Ferelden?
I got that from the accent. Where in Ferelden?
All over? Okay, fine. Denerim for a bit. South, north, wherever I want.
I think she's just going to evade all the questions. Yeah, I think I'd want to be immortal again, thank you very much. True. Doesn't sound too bad.
Oh, you're from wherever. I'm from North wherever.
What?
North wherever. Oh, we had fun on street or in local tavern.
Oh, hardy ha. Oh, funny you. It's complicated. I don't like complicated. Let's leave it at that. Maybe.
You're skilled. Who taught you how to use a bow?
No one.
That seems unlikely.
What? I picked it up here and there. Mostly it just makes sense. It's not like that for you.
I mean, I would have learned magic from the Keeper, so nope, not intuition.
Usually it takes considerable discipline, hence my question.
Hence. Look, I work at it. Practice a little. Not like Cullen and his peps. I mean, you miss, then you don't. Is it that hard to see when it's wrong?
Well, it's not like that for other elves. I know that.
Most I know couldn't find an arrow sitting on it. Right. Maybe I just make it look easy in shite company. Fact still is, no teacher. Where would I find one in alleyways anyway?
We'll talk later.
If you say so.
What a dialogue. What a talk. Oh boy. I don't think I got to know her more, despite all the words.
There were so many questions surrounding Faria's death. Did he think we wouldn't notice? He's killed Faria, one of my best agents, and knows where the others are. You know what must be done. Make it clean. Painless if you can. We were friends once.
I hate it that we have to decide when we want to try it, that we can try to stop her from killing the traitor agent, that we can encourage her. Like, I would like to ask her more questions. Right? Hmm. I mean, just from the questions, we're going to go with this one. Do you have to kill him?
Wait. What are you doing?
He betrayed us. He murdered my agent.
And you'd kill him? Just like that?
You find fault with my decision?
I don't really know too much to judge.
We can't solve our problems with murder.
And what would you suggest? Leave him be. Butler's betrayal put our agents in danger. I condemned one man to save dozens. I may not like what I do, but it must be done. I cannot afford the luxury of ideals at a time like this.
I really want to ask more questions about the whole deal.
Now is precisely the time for ideals.
You feel very strongly about this. Very well. I will think of another way to deal with this man. Apprehend Butler, but see that he lives. Now, if you're happy, I have more work to do.
But at least the thing about upholding ideals is very true to Aiden, so not too wrong. Screaming bird.
It's good you've returned. We heard of your encounter.
You heard?
My agents in the city sent word ahead, of course.
It's a shame the Templars have abandoned their senses, as well as the capital.
Weren't you just outside, Liliana? How did you get in there? Yeah, I mean, at least the Chantry doesn't seem to be like a major opposing force anymore.
At least we know how to approach the mages and Templars now.
Do we? Lord Seeker Lucius is not the man I remember.
True, he has taken the orders somewhere, but to do what? My reports have been very odd.
We must look into it. I'm certain not everyone in the Order will support the Lord Seeker.
Or the Herald could simply go to meet the mages in Redcliffe instead.
You think the Mage Rebellion is more united? It could be 10 times worse.
Yeah, we're definitely going to go for the mages. As usual, I don't really see a reason to go for the Templars.
I could at least find out what the mages want.
No doubt what they've always wanted. Support for their cause.
We shouldn't discount Redcliffe. The mages may be worth the risk.
They are powerful, Ambassador, but more desperate than you realize.
I mean, given the circumstances, understandable.
So it'll be dangerous. I've been in danger since I walked out of the Fade.
If some among the rebel mages were responsible for what happened at the Conclave...
The same could be said about the Templars.
True enough. Right now, I'm not certain we have enough influence to approach the Order safely.
Then the Inquisition needs agents in more places. That's something you can help with.
In the meantime, we should consider other options.
It's interesting that Cassandra seemed to dislike going for the mages more than Cullen.
There is one other matter. Several months ago, the Grey Wardens of Ferelden vanished. I sent word to those in Orlais, but they have also disappeared. Ordinarily, I wouldn't even consider the idea they're involved in all this, but the timing is curious.
And I mean, we do remember Legacy, the Dragon Age 2 DLC, where some of the Grey Wardens were kinda influenced by Corypheus. So...
That does sound odd, I agree.
The others have disregarded my suspicion, but I cannot ignore it. 2 days ago, my agents in the hinterlands heard news of a Grey Warden by the name of Blackwall. If you have the opportunity, please seek him out. Perhaps he can put my mind at ease.
And if he can't?
then there may be more going on than we thought.
If she's in a romance with the Warden from Origins, she's a lot more worried. Oh. Right. Let's just start a few more war counts or things. And then off to new adventures. I think we got quite a few more, so I would say let's do that.
Any word?
Nothing yet.
Champion of the Just is choosing a Templars. 15 power. That's quite a bit. I don't think there's a... No, there's not a mage one. Hey, we gathered some coin. Red Jenny, Inquisition needs bees. I do not know how someone would come to this idea, but I can see the use. It is a large area to search, however. A memo from Josephine, written on a note from Sera. You know what ruins a party? Bees. I know a man who teaches how to jar them safe but angry. He's stingy, no good for honey, but great for throwing. He's somewhere south. Sera scribbled a jar of bees hitting someone in the face. Also, a butt. Sounds like Sera. That's also interesting. Sometimes you have this, that one of your counselors, advisors, whatever, takes less time. Let's go with Cullen. Rescue soldiers missing in Ferelden. Cost power. The Cult of Andraste. Before the Fifth Blight and the arrival of the hero of Ferelden, Haven was occupied by cultists who worshipped the dragon, one they believed to be Andraste reborn. Both the cultists and their dragon were long gone by the time the Chantry arrived to build the Temple of Sacred Ashes, but there may still be undiscovered passages in the mountains containing their relics. With a concerted search effort, it might be possible to unearth something useful to the Inquisition.
Let's see what we have.
What? Red Jenny says drop and grab. I can make no sense of this. Lerald found her... Perhaps he can advise. Cullen. A letter from Sera follows. For your big heads. Lord whoever says you're rubbish. His servants don't care, but could. Drop a few things for them. They give Josephine a surprise. I think scrolls or something. Sera. A scribble of the heraldic symbols and directions are below. Also, Sera's name 37 times.
At your service.
I hated that dragon fight. Dragon fights in general in Inquisition were a pain. Alright. So, what do we want to do? Go to Redcliffe to talk with the mages. We can contact the... We're not going to contact the Templars. Yeah, I gotta say... throwing angry bees at people seems very chaotic and very mean. The Inner Circle, lots of more new things. Let's go and do the quest with Solace. Travel to the hinterlands with Solace. Map. Lands. In Hushed Whispers. Ah. Okay, we need to go there. That we can do. Sera, not Varric, Cassandra, Solace. Off we go. Once again, back to the hinterlands. They are so huge. I think it's by far the biggest map, if I remember correctly. Like, so much to do.